Havana, ooh, nah, nah. Half of my heart is in Havana.
Hey, what's up guys, it's me Ariel again, coming at you with another tutorial. So I decided this time I would be doing a full face tutorial, and I'm going to start off with my NYX Glitter Primer. I use glitter primer all over my lid only because I have very oily lids, and this is the only thing that I found that has worked for me. I've tried every eyeshadow primer you can think of, you name it, I've got it, it just didn't work, and this does. So definitely use what works for you, but if you're an oily lid girl like me, I definitely recommend this to you. And I'm going to go ahead and set that primer with the RCMA translucent powder with a small Real Technique sponge. These sponges are so cute because they're so tiny, and I always recommend you to set your primer. I feel like whether it's high end or low end, if you don't set it, it's not going to do what it needs to do. And I'm going to go ahead and take the lightest pink shade from the Morphe 35B palette with my Y16 brush. I bought that whole set of gold brushes, and that has to be my favorite brush from the whole set. And I'm using that shade as my transition shade and just kind of working that in. And you're going to see me pick up that shade a lot. And then I'm going to go ahead and take that purple shade from the Morphe 35P palette with my M573 brush. And I'm going to work that into my outer corner first. And then just taking it into my crease. Picking up some more product. And I start picking it up higher into my transition shade. And I take a long time blending, just so you know. And that's okay. Take your time with blending. There's really no rush. Especially when you're working with colors like bright colors like those, you need to make sure everything's blended. And then I'm going to go ahead and pick up that transition shade again. And making sure I get rid of any harsh lines that I might have from the last color we just did. And I actually depotted most of my Morphe palettes, so that's why the shades are loose like that. So, and then I'm going to be taking the darkest purple shade from the Morphe 35P palette with the black Morphe brush. It didn't have a number or a name or anything because I actually bought that brush in a kit. So as soon as I figure out what brush set I bought that from, then I'll go ahead and link that down below. And this is when I decided I wanted to do a halo eye. So I focus on the inner and outer corners of my lids and my crease. But I try not to take that color up any higher than what it is right now. And just kind of blending. And then I'm going to be taking the last shade we just used and making sure, again, just blending out any harsh lines. All those purples need to blend seamlessly into one another. Taking that transition shade again. You have to be very patient when you're doing like a very nice color eyeshadow because you have to blend everything. And then I'm going to be taking that small Anastasia brush that comes in all her palettes, and then I'm going to be using that black Morphe shadow, and that came in the Morphe 35B palette also. And the purple wasn't deep enough for me. That black eyeshadow isn't that black, to be honest with you, so I feel comfortable with packing that on. And I just focus on the inner and outer corners of my lid and going into my crease as well. Going back with my transition color, but this time I'm going to be taking it underneath my lash line and kind of blowing that out I like my lower lash line to be very blown out, and you could probably use a smaller brush, but I don't want to do that because by the time I put my foundation on my concealer, most of that color is already gone. So I blow it out as much as I possibly can. And you'll see what I'm talking about later too. And then I'm going to go ahead and take that brush that comes in the Naked 2 palette and my NYX Porcelain Concealer. And then just kind of cutting my crease a little bit in the center. When you're doing a halo eye, you definitely want to cut your crease in the middle just so you can have a blank canvas. So whatever color you put there, it can really focus in on that. And it looks a lot brighter. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Anastasia brush again, and I'm going to take the Makeup Revolution SophX palette, and I'm going to be using that purple shade. And I'm going to go ahead and place that on my lid. Y'all, do you see this? This is a $12 palette, okay? My boyfriend's little sister bought this for me. And look at her winning like that. Like, she always wins me over. It's so pretty. That just goes to show you definitely don't need a high-end product to get really good color payoff. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and take that third purple shade, and I'm going to be using the other end of that brush and kind of blending out that line from the last color. Again, everything needs to be blended. You see how much better that looks once it's blended out. You don't want to see any harsh lines. I mean, that's the whole purpose. I'm going to go ahead and apply that color at my lower lash line also. And surprisingly, I didn't even have to wet my brush, which I normally have to do. So, again, I give this little eyeshadow palette or highlighter palette, whatever it is, like 5 stars. I'm going to go in and take that second shade we were using and kind of just filling in that color, because sometimes when you're blending so much you do lose some product, and that's okay. All you gotta do is pick the same color up, apply it again, and keep blending. Just taking my transition shade and blending up some more. Now I'm going to be taking my L'Oreal Voluminous Eye Mascara, and this has to be my favorite mascara. I'm not really a big mascara person to begin with, only because I always use falsies, but this mascara, I definitely feel comfortable with going out with just mascara. And just applying that to my lower lash line on my other eye. And I'm going to be taking these eyelashes that I got from my local beauty supply. I love going to the beauty supply. And I'm going to be taking my Duo Lash Glue and applying that on the lashes and using these small ABH tweezers to apply my lash. And it's going to seem like it takes me forever to apply my lashes, and that's probably because it does. But that's because I'm really picky about my eyelashes, not because I don't know how to put them on. They have to sit on my lash line, and I mean super, super, super close. I'm very particular about lashes. They have to look like they're actually mine. And I actually picked up this next trick from another MUA. I go ahead and put another coat of mascara on, and while the mascara is still wet, I go ahead and press my natural lash line and my natural lash and my false lashes together, because I hate when it looks like someone's wearing 2 pairs of lashes. My natural eyelashes go out, like straight out. They don't go up. And now I'm ready to start on my face. And I'm going to be picking up my Farcelli drops. These have to be my favorite face drops. I thought this was just like an IG gimmick, like, oh, it looks really cool in videos, but I went ahead and bought it, even though I thought it was a gimmick, and it really caught my attention, and I actually love it. And now I'm going to be picking up my Fenty foundation, and this is why I love my Farcelli drops. I'm going to be taking the S14 brush with that. That's also my favorite foundation brush. Okay, so the Farcelli drops allows me to really work that product in, because if you never work with the Fenty foundation, you don't know that it sets very quickly. The very first time I wore it, I didn't know that, so I had like a whole streak on my left cheek that set before all my other foundation, so I was streaky all day. And I go ahead and really work that product into my neck, going as far back as my ear, everywhere, and it takes about a pump and a half to cover my whole face. I'm definitely a full coverage kind of girl. Medium coverage is okay, light coverage definitely not. I have a lot of discoloration or redness, so yeah, full coverage all the way. And just working that product in. And then I'm going to be taking my Naked concealer. I can't remember this shade, but I'll go ahead and put it in the box down below. And just making 2 triangles under my eyes. Concealer is your best friend. Don't be afraid to put on as much concealer as possible. And then I'm going to be taking my Y6 brush and really working in that product. If you can't tell, I don't sweep my product. I really pack it in. Sweeping it does nothing for you. You have to really push it in. And just like everything else, I take my time with doing this because this has to be really blended. And this is just me deciding on what highlighter I want, and then it comes to me. I actually have the best highlighter for this. Yes, I got it. And I got the Sweets Glowkit. And I'm going to go ahead and take that Real Techniques highlighter brush, and I'm going to be using the shade Sassy Grape. And just working that product into my cheeks, the highest point of my cheeks. And I really work it in. Girl, yes. Like, just pick up more product. Why not? The glowier, the better. I don't even know if that's a word, but it's there. Okay, I like to look like a glazed donut. If you don't know me personally, you're going to learn that I really like to glow. And then I put some into my little Cupid's bow. I love my little Cupid's bow. Just working it in. The shinier the better. Yes, give it to me. And then I use this sponge. This is a beauty blender, the white one. It's pretty dirty, but I use the RCMA translucent powder to set underneath my eyes and around my face. I actually don't set my concealer after I apply it. I actually do the highlighter like you just saw me do, only because I am very dry, and if you set your concealer afterwards, your highlighter won't be so pretty. It'll look really chalky. Please believe me, because I've done it many of times before I figured that out. So I just kind of set even over my highlighter, so that's okay. Just set it all. And then I'm going to be taking the bronzer Give Me Sun. That's my favorite bronzer. And I'm going to be using the Y2 brush. And just working that product in. I use that bronzer and I really love it because it really brings back a lot of color. Because I mean, after your foundation, concealer, setting, highlighting, you lose a lot of your color. So that bronzer is my favorite. Definitely go pick that up. I used to use the Hulu bronzer, and honestly, I really didn't like that one compared to this one. And again, just working that product all the way through, going even as far back as my ear, down my chin, down my neck. If you haven't learned, the whole theme of this whole makeup look is to be blended. And just taking that on the sides of my nose. All right, just taking the Y1 brush, the fluffiest brush in the pack, and just sweeping away that translucent powder. And then I'm going to be taking that Y20 brush with the Sassy Grape color from the Sweets Glowkit, and then I'm going to apply that in the inner corner of my eyes. I love when the inner corner of my eyes glow like that. That has to be my favorite part. Yes, honey. Yes, glow. You have to hype yourself up sometimes, guys. It's okay. And then I'm going to move on to my lips. And this is me deciding what I'm trying to do. And I'm going to be taking my ULTA lip liner in Bare and just lining my lips because I am going to use a lip gloss. And I fill in all of my lips with this lip liner only because it acts like a barrier so my lip gloss doesn't melt off of my lips, because that does tend to happen when you wear lip gloss. And then I'm going to be taking this BabyLips lip gloss. This has to be my favorite color. I don't know why the color doesn't pick up on camera, but it's beautiful. If you have a chance, go to Walmart or Walgreens, wherever they sell this lip gloss, and please pick it up. Also, that Bare lip liner from ULTA, if you guys find it anywhere, let me know, because I'm almost always ordering it online because I can never find it in store. So let me know in the comments below if you find it somewhere locally in Houston, Humble, Kingwood. And that's about it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Again, please like and subscribe and comment. And thank you again for watching.